original she wanted to remake into a perfect copy is already itself a copy. The shock here, and this is the shock around which Vertigo turns, is not that the original turns out to be a mere copy. This is a standard deception against which Platonism warns us all the time. It is that what we mistook for the copy turns out to be original. Please go on now. Prior to this final reversal, we have a nice anti-Platonic subversion in Vertigo. You remember in this scene when Scotty, in the middle already of his affair, still pursuing Madeleine, comes to his prior girlfriend, Mitch, who then, you know the scene, this shocking, tasteless, it appears tasteless. You see. Portrait of Carlotta. Again, the trauma of this is not that she imitates the model, is that she, as it were, undermines the original. This is the key scene. And here I think you can see the distance of Hitchcock from the standard Hollywood image, for example, from a movie like Laura, where you have almost the same scene, the original and the copy. There in Laura, it just confirms it just confirms the fascination of the hero. Here, it undermines it radically. So that time in Vertigo, 10 minutes after Scotty meets Judy, who turns out to be the true Madeleine at the end, and before Judy's final transformation into Madeleine, there are 3 wonderful scenes which depict the horror of this, let's call it patriarchal imposition. Please go on again, and this will be the last 3 shots. Only me and so on. Yeah. Okay. First you will see the scene in earnest again. Scotty with so-called vulgar girl Madeleine. For a brief moment, he will see a woman reminding him of Madeleine in grey dress. Of course, you can. Did you notice the structural similarity between this one and the previous shot? You have again as it were, the appearance of the original and the copy. What is so wonderful about this is that you can see how this Platonic suprasensible dimension is closer to appearance. It's the appearance within the appearance. She is the real one, but the Platonic idea, as it were, was there in that brief appearance. Now, the second short scene is after this dinner when the 2 of them return to the house. Here you see literally the other side, the dark side, as it were, of the profile we saw from the beginning, at the beginning of the movie, fascinating Madeleine. Here you will see, on the contrary, Judy, literally you will see it's just a dark profile. It is as if she is here just to lend the dark stuff, the Platonic horror, so that the profile can be projected onto her. And then you will get a truly tragic shot of her face being literally torn, split into 2. You see only one half as if ontologically not constituted, the other half darkness. And I think that that's the moment of subjectivization. There you see her as literally split subject.
No, Judy, you don't understand.
Oh, I understand, all right. I've been understanding since I was 17. And the next step is?
No.
No? And what?
We could just see a lot of each other.
Why?
You see, that's what she sees in her, just the profile. The parallel structure between this shot and again, the shot from the beginning. She is literally reduced to dark matter.
And nothing else?
No.
Now we will see her gradual subjectivization.
I just want to be with you as much as I can, Judy.
You see, that's she. I think there is more, if you want, feminist criticism in this simple shot than in most official feminist stuff. Oh, okay, let's stop simply. Okay, here it's a short scene of dancing, which is interesting only because you can literally see how disgusted Scotty is at her. Stop. How literally she is for him just, she wants her just as the dark screen, dark silhouette. this projection screen, as it were, so that this profile which we saw at the beginning would fit into it. Okay, after all this dialectic of gaze and so on, I now change the topic and ask a simple question. So we have this idea of a gaze which, as it were, introduces two levels into reality. We see an excess there. We see more, as the fascinating is from the three shots, suspicion, and so on. So what do we see there? Now I make a jump and things will get a little bit more dynamic. Do you know what are the so-called Kinder Surprise eggs? You know, the eggs where if you break the surface, in the middle there is a plastic toy. Okay, this will be my central metaphor. Why? Because you know what usually happens. A child buys the egg, unwraps it, breaks the chocolate shell and goes directly at the plastic toy. If you don't understand Lacan, this is, I think, the perfect case of Lacan's motto, I love you but inexplicably. I love something in you more than yourself and therefore I destroy you. You literally have the object and within it the object cause of desire. Officially you eat chocolate but you want something in chocolate more than chocolate, the plastic toy. Why is this so interesting? I think it's very interesting marketing strategy here. No wonder 2 weeks ago that these chocolate eggs are prohibited in California. So now you can smuggle them there and sell them for triple price because, as we already know from Marx, commodity is a mysterious entity full of theological caprice. A particular object satisfying a particular need, but at the same time the promise of something more, of an unfathomable enjoyment whose true location is fantasy. This is how publicity addresses us. No, if you drink X, you will not just be drinking X, but also there is always some mystical more. And what I like in this strategy of Kinder Egg is that they don't just promise you this more. In a kind of a vulgar way, they give it to you, you know. It's not just this, it's more. Yes, you can see it there. It's the plastic toy. So it is as if, again, this strategy of publicity, which is buy a DVD player and get 5 DVDs for free, or buy this toothpaste and get 1 more free, and so on and so on. This more, this excess, which of course stands for the lack, because the trick of commodity is that it promises you, it gives you a spectral promise, it never delivers. But the trick of Kinder Eggs is that it is as if their message is, we know that commodities as such cheat. We recognize this lack, but we give you what is missing. You get the full commodity. You get commodity as such, and you get the surplus materialized in there. Now things get really interesting. Looking into it closely, and especially focusing on the fact how the chocolate egg, Kinder Surprise egg, has the form of an empty ball, void in the middle. It's just encircling a void, and then the plastic toy is here to fill in the void. I read a little bit, I went a little bit into history and discovered a strange thing. How? You know that in the Elizabethan England, the primary meaning of the term void was not void as a metaphysical void, like nothingness, mystical experience. Void meant 2 things. First, the room where you withdraw after the main meal. The idea was the following one. First you have in the great banquet hall the meal, official meal with toast, blah, blah, blah. Then after you eat there the substantial food, meat and so on, you withdraw to a smaller room at the side, and this room was referred to as void. The idea is you are there while the big table